Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And today we are talking about the On
Eclipse.
Wait,
It's
just on
Cloudeclipse.
Cloudeclipse. There we go.
People are gonna think that we did that on purpose.
I know. They hate it when we do it, but it's just how it rolled off the tongue. We don't do a lot of retakes, so that's just what you get.
So Thomas, we've actually known about this shoe for nearly a year now. It was the last running event,
Texas.
December 2022, Austin, Texas, where they brought this guy out. They showed it to us. They were talking about how it's this new Max Cushion trainer. We were all jazzed about it.
We're like, wait, what's the difference between this and the Monster?
Now here we are, having tested it.
Megan ran a lot more miles in this than I have. Like, you've already put like 100 miles on this or something.
Maybe. It's probably closer to like 75 or something.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Because we just got it like a week ago or something. Megan's just been running like a maniac.
We've had it for a few weeks.
So let's talk about the upper real quick. We've got this engineered mesh upper. If you've ever worn an On before or looked at an On, you're kind of familiar with this kind of build.
It is dope dyed, and what that means is that they use 90% less water than a traditional dyeing process. They're also having a really good time while they do it.
Dope dyed. I really like the tongue on this, the way that it kind of integrates into the upper. It's a really interesting design that we haven't seen too often. It just kind of blends in here with the side and stitched in. I do love it when they do this over the toe box because it makes it less puckery because it's able to, you know, kind of cinch down over this. The upper is sort of roomy and I really have to kind of cinch up the laces to get the fit I like.
I have a wider foot. I felt like this shoe was great for me. It fit true to size. It is rather accommodating for any foot shape.
Let's talk about the structured heel counter. No heel lift for me. Felt good against the Achilles. No issues at all.
Yeah, I mean, straight out of the box, like step in feel is good, and then my first run, like no hot spots, no issues.
So the Helion foam, the new kind of Eclipse, or what are they calling the Phase? That's it, Phase Tech.
So the CloudTec Phase, there's a double layer CloudTec Phase in this, and then their Helion superfoam, which is their softest foam, and the most of it we're seeing in the shoe.
Can you explain double? Because I just see the one row.
I believe it is like double the height.
So the feeling of this, we kind of have some like internal, it's weird because Robbie normally doesn't like a very soft cushion shoe and he felt like this was firm. Megan, you've run in it plenty. You are the Max Cushion queen around here. What do you think of the cushioning?
Yeah, Robbie was saying he didn't feel like this fell into the category of Max Cushion trainer where you think of like that soft, cushy, nice ride for easy recovery days. I pretty much disagree with him. The foam is soft. I mean, it feels like a soft, nice foam. There's 37 millimeters of stack underfoot in the heel, 31 in the forefoot, so 6 millimeter drop. And this CloudTec Phase that we're talking about, it collapses and expands on landing, so you get that, what I feel is like a cushy, soft landing.
And what we're thinking is possibly the day that Robbie happened to have run in his was a pretty chilly day. It was like in the 30s. And so we're thinking that it might have a little bit, you know, difference depending on temperature. I guess it, like the thermodynamics side of things gets into this foam.
He's a scientist.
I am a scientist. It could play into it, and that's maybe why he felt it wasn't as soft and cushy as he would have liked for a Max Cushion shoe. I would say it is, of the Max Cushion shoes, a little more firmer, a little more stable feeling, and I really like the rocker shape so that when you're going off, I wouldn't call it one of those plush shoes that you feel like when you step into it, you like sink in.
I still feel like you feel like you're on a bit of a platform in this shoe. So I wouldn't say it's like totally...
Well, you're saying you're high up.
Yeah.
But you feel the height of the stack. When I say stable, I think that's when we come into what they're calling the Speedboard here. And the reason I roll my eyes on this is the Speedboard in On shoes used to be that piece of plastic that
underneath the
CloudTec was attached to underneath the foot, which made them stiff, didn't make them great for, in my opinion, for running. It kind of gave you a bad feeling under your feet. So Speedboard has sort of a negative connotation for me. And now they're moving this thing down here, which is more like...
It's more like a midfoot shank.
Yeah, a midfoot shank is one way to put it. What I do love about this shoe is that feeling of like that rocker that you get going through this shoe. And that might be why, and we'll get into it in a minute, the weight doesn't feel as heavy as it actually is.
It felt great for all of my runs. I've been doing primarily just easy runs, so no like faster stuff in this shoe. I don't think that's what it was intended for, but just the easy day runs, anything from 5 to 15 miles feels like really good in this shoe.
Would you take it up to like the 20-mile mark, your long, slow distance?
I definitely think I would. You know, you've got enough cushion underfoot. I think that it would feel good for any long run.
Yeah, I think it'd be great just with that roll through, like I was saying. We get down the bottom, Meg, show off that rubber. I mean, you've got plenty of miles in it, and it still looks
Look at that.
like a shoe that doesn't have as many
So they
miles.
just has a thin rubber pads on the outsole here. It does a really good job with traction and obviously durability so far here.
It's a little thicker in the heel too, you can see.
Yeah, but so let's go back to that weight discussion you brought up earlier. My women's size 7.5 came in at 8.1 ounces or 230 grams, which is not horrible, but it's definitely on the heavier side for a daily trainer or even max cushion shoe.
I didn't weigh it before we ran in it, and I wasn't thinking that it would even be close to this weight. For my size, 10.5, it weighs 10.5 ounces or 300 grams, which really is getting up there. Like I used to like, if a shoe got to 11 ounces or so, I was like, it's too heavy for running. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe it's the technology as far as the way that it goes through your stride. This one doesn't feel bottom heavy, even though it's got a thin upper with this chunk of Helion foam. It doesn't feel like the weight it is, and it kind of blows my mind that it weighs 10.5 ounces.
It is one of those shoes where you kind of forget that you're wearing it when you're out there, which is always really great. And yeah, I enjoyed the miles.
Comfort-wise, I thought it was a great feeling underfoot. I agree with Meg that you could take it out for any distance you wanted to. One of my drawbacks to the shoe was how loose the upper fit and how much I have to cinch it down on my narrow foot. So this one's a Cloud Surfer and this is a Cloudeclipse. And if they were sitting next to each other, I don't know that they look that different.
I mean, this is a beefed up version of the Cloud Surfer with a, we'll call it a midfoot shank inside. The CloudTec is a little larger, double I suppose. And you've got that extra stability from the quote Speedboard.
Okay, question for you. We're talking about the softness and like calling this a max cushion. Do you feel like this feels any softer than this shoe?
No.
I feel like this one has that soft, like Robbie loves this one, and I feel like this one really does have that sort of that soft max cushiony feel.
Sure.
More so than this, I feel this has a little more structure. Robbie likes to compare this shoe to like say the Boston 12, which is a really good shoe that we like, but that's the kind of firm, soft trade-off he felt was in this. You've worn that shoe a lot too. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know that I would compare those two. I think the Boston 12 falls more into that super trainer category, whereas I do feel like this goes more into the max cushion trainer category, where it is a little bit softer, just good for those easy days, maybe longer runs, but that's about it.
So some of the max cushion shoes that you love, how does this one fall in firm wise?
I would say it is a little firmer than like, let's say the 1080 V13 or the more V4, definitely the Nimbus 25. But I would say this falls similar into like the Ghost Max, where I feel like that one was maybe a little bit not as that cushy softness, but you still have that high stack and like the max cushion feeling.
And what I do like about that is with a little bit of a firmer feel, even though you've got all that cushion, it does feel like when you do want to pick up the pace or maybe get a little bit faster, it's easier to do in these shoes that don't feel like so much of a sink in feeling. I feel like these are a little more like versatile. If you really want that recovery day shoe, that really soft feel, maybe go with something like that. If you want a shoe that can kind of treat your body nice, but get in all your runs, I would recommend a shoe like this.
All right, so Thomas, what are you giving it?
A green.
Yeah, this one definitely gets a green for me. I put a ton of miles on it, and it's because I have a lot of easy miles I'm running right now, and I keep gravitating towards the shoe, and so that's when I know that I really like it, is when I'm lacing something up over and over again. And
especially when you have the mileage in to do the review already.
Yeah, so I'm enjoying this one.
So I really like it. I like the way it rolls through the stride. I think it hits the right notes. I can't believe we are now like on a streak with On shoes where we used to pan On shoes and did not like them at all. Here we come. We've got the Monster that we love. We got the Cloud Surfer, the Cloud Go, and another one, the Cloudeclipse. Again, they're heading in the right direction.
We love it.
Really putting out some solid shoes, solid choices for your trainer. I would like to see a little more unique design to separate the shoes a little bit, and maybe the color palette. It seems like the same colors are in a lot of different shoes. Just give us something so that it spices it up a little bit and there's a reason to get this one over that one.
Or just make them all white. All white, all the time.
That would make Megan happy.
Very happy.
All right, Meg, so We always wait till the end of the video. Maybe we should start the video with this, but it sounds desperate. Anyway, let's tell people where they can follow us for more information. And of course, pound that like button. Okay. You don't like me saying that? All right. Lightly, gently push the like button.
Talking about being desperate.
Try subscribing. Try subscribing. You might like it.
Try? Like, yeah. It's not that hard.
But once they do it, they'll forget to turn it off, and so now they'll be subscribed. Anyway, and then check us out. We've got 2 podcasts. Meg, what are they?
The Drop, which comes out every Friday and Monday, and Fuel for the Soul, which comes out every 2 weeks.
Of course, check out our website, believeintherun.com, and the best way to stay on top of all our reviews, everything that's going on, is to sign up for our email. You can easily do that by visiting the website and subscribing there, or use the link in the description here. And that's it.
All right.
We're about to eclipse the lens.
Play Total Eclipse of the Heart.